First off, I just really want to thank the Blue Jays for, picking me up last night and drafting me and, making my dream of playing professional baseball come true. And second off, I want to thank the University of Louisville for all they've done for me and all the resources they've given me and, all the doors that they've opened up for me. So I'm super excited in this next chapter and super thankful for the Toronto Blue Jays and the University of Louisville.
All right, we'll open it up for questions for Zach.
Zach, hey, it's Jody Dilling with Cardinal Authority. What has the last month or 2 months been like for you? Finding out the draft was only going to be 5 rounds and the calls that you've gotten and back and forth kind of thing. And, a lot of, not just you, but a lot of guys kind of thinking, okay, what is going to happen? What's it been like for you?
So right when I first heard it was five rounds, I called my advisor, and we had a long talk, and he's like, man, I feel really good about it. Everything I've heard, there's no doubt that you should go in that 5 rounds. And he's like, I really think that you will. So then it was just, a lot of teams, doing these type of calls, Zoom calls, just trying to figure out really where I could go and kind of where I was slotted on people's boards. But yeah, it was a lot of phone calls and a lot of talking with different teams. But pretty much from the beginning, I felt pretty good, like I should go in the 5 rounds.
Hey, Zach, Michael McCammon from Cardinal Authority. You mentioned a lot of the Zoom calls and stuff. What was the relationship building like with the Blue Jays, and did you have any inkling that they might call you?
Actually, I talked to a lot of different teams and had a lot of different meetings, but I never talked to the Blue Jays. Their minor league hitting coordinator kind of reached out to me, and he asked me a little bit about my swing and the adjustments I've made in the past calendar year. And their area scout named Murray, he texted me last week, and we kind of just chatted, nothing crazy. And then it worked out yesterday where could have gone in the 4th to them, and I thought I was going to get picked a couple picks behind their 4th round pick, and that didn't end up happening. And luckily enough, they picked me up in the 5th, and it was an unreal experience.
This is Matt McGavick with Sports Illustrated. Zach, what was that experience like when you finally heard your name called? Did you get emotional at all?
So I knew pretty much right after a couple picks behind their 4th round pick that I was going to them in the 5th. But until it happens, you're always worried that it's not going to happen, right? You always want to think the worst, just human nature. But I had a good idea, and then Coach Mack was on actually talking. He had an interview, and I saw his phone kind of pause, so I figured they called him and told him. I could kind of tell by the way they were acting that I was going to go to them, and when they announced the pick, and he was part of it, that was so special. And yeah, I don't remember the last time I cried, but man, I broke down, and it was just really a realization of a dream coming true, and it was great to be able to share that with my parents.
Zach, hey, it's Jody again. How far from where you have come from, getting out of high school and in your years at Louisville till now, just kind of put in perspective for us, you said you broke down what it means to have come as far as you have, and to be able to now live this dream out and get a chance to play professionally.
Right. I had the opportunity to out of high school, and thought the University of Louisville would, only bolster me higher in the draft and only give me better opportunities. And, I'm so thrilled to be leaving with a degree in 3 years. And, I went through a lot at school. I went through injuries and a number of different things. And, when they said my name, and it was an unreal experience that, I can't really put in the words. And I was just so happy to have that happen. And, it kind of felt like all the hard work I put in and all the sacrifices I made through the years had kind of paid off. So it was awesome. Words can't describe how it felt.
Zach Cameron from the Courage Journal. You had mentioned obviously seeing Dan on the screen when your pick was coming. Just what was that like to see? Obviously, you see Dan's initial reaction, and to have him to watch him witness you being drafted like that.
Yeah, it was special. When he first came on, the pick was probably 10 picks away, and me and my parents kind of looked at each other like, "There's no way this is going to match up, right? Like, there's no way he's still going to be on when that happens." And luckily enough, it was. And kind of I had a bunch of calls right after it happened, but I called Coach Mack and I thanked him. I thanked him for everything he did, and I thanked him for kind of sharing that experience with me, and it was special. I don't know, if that happens. I don't know how many times that's ever happened, but that was so special.
Zach, Michael McCammon again from Cardinal Authority. So what's up next for you? Obviously, things are on hold still because of COVID. So what are you going to be doing next until you're able to report?
I'm just going to continue to work out, continue to get better physically, and obviously in baseball with my swing and defense, and keep working on speed and agility, and keep maintaining these gains that I've made in the past couple months. And I'm really excited just to get out on the field and put it to use. And I'm waiting for the Blue Jays to contact me today and kind of let me know what's gonna happen moving forward. But I'm super excited to talk to them today, and I'm looking forward to that for sure.
This is Matt McGavick again. Zach, you said you're waiting on them to contact you today. How familiar are you with the Blue Jays and their farm system, and have you actually been to Toronto before?
No, I've never actually been to Canada. There's so many people that called me and asked me that today and last night. They said, "Well, what's that going to be like?" I said, "Hopefully, I get there sooner than later." But no, I've never been to Canada, and I hope I get to go up there pretty soon and kind of experience Toronto. But I'm pretty familiar with their farm system. I know they have some farm clubs close to where I'm at. I know they have one in Lansing. I think that's low A, and kind of in this Midwest and Northeast region. So I'm super excited about that. My family's super excited about that, and I'm super excited for what's next.
Hey, Zach, Michael McCammon again. You've heard the horror stories, the frightening things about the minor leagues. Is it something that you're looking forward to actually, experiencing yourself?
Yeah. I wouldn't say, especially nowadays, I wouldn't say it's bad. The quality of life is a lot better than it was, say, in the 90s, early 2000s. But it's a lot like summer ball. And if you look at my numbers, I've done really well in summer ball in college, and it's a lot like that. The bus rides are going to be long. You're going to play day after day, but that's what I love to do. I love to play baseball every day, and I'm super excited for it, and I can't wait. I can't wait to get it going.
All right. Anybody else have anything for Zach before we wrap things up today? All right. Sounds like we're good. Zach, appreciate you hanging in with us. And thanks, everybody, for hopping in and have a good weekend.
Thanks, Stephen.